Very heat, boys.
Biggerly big, biggerly big. Biggerly big, biggerly big. Biggerly bigger we party, biggerly bigger we party.
Welcome back, guys. It's Podville Season 2, and I know I have been very inconsistent, guys. But don't blame me, hey. We are struggling here, guys. You see, we also want Vaseline.
Vaseline.
We are in Kuzong, so it's Vaseline, not Vaseline.
It's a baseline, man.
I don't know, Chrisay. I do not know. But either way, since he talks too much and he has already said something, welcome, Chrisay. Music. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Are you good?
I'm fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fresh.
So, Chrisay, just let us know more about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? And
Yeah, my real name is Khotso. Khotso Masinyeto even H. Because Gimsoto was born and bred in Carltonville. And yeah, that's where I'm from.
All right. So, Chrisay, you are an artist,
Yeah,
radio presenter,
yeah.
and please just let us know about the rest. I'm forgetting here.
I'm also a digital content creator. Meaning I'm a web developer, but it's in the same lighting.
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah.
Because if I have to list everything one by one.
Yeah.
But I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah.
So let's start off with you being a radio presenter. When did it start, and how did it exactly start? Because I have a very interesting story as to how I started.
Yeah. With me, I never dreamt I was gonna do radio. It was never part of my plans. The first time actually I worked for Mirafong FM.
Oh.
Yeah. So what happened with Mirafong FM is I was kind of trying to get something to do, and then I heard there were auditions. So I went for the audition. I didn't really succeed. Right, the crazy story about it. I auditioned and then we were told we were gonna get SMSs in 2 days.
Which year was that?
I can't recall.
2019.
Yeah.
Because
probably.
Because I also
18.
remember I went there 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just continue with your story. It's not
I can't
my
recall
issue.
exactly the timeline. But when I got there, I didn't obviously go through. But crazy enough, because some of the people that we were auditioning with knew me personally. So people were selected. I was never selected. But then only to find out Gucci they needed a co-host for DJ Kaz for the hip hop show, right? And then obviously some of the people knew I was a rapper. So they were like, no, that guy actually came here as a rapper. He can actually do this. And then I went there. I started doing my thing, but then I had to leave via studying at the time. I had to go to Josie, so it was okay, cool. I had to leave, and then I came back. And then when I came back, I went to audition at Mirafong 360 Radio. After that, I think it was probably 2 years after that. And then I'm at Mirafong right now. And I think I'm doing good.
And it's crazy because I also auditioned for Mirafong FM. I received the SMS. I think it was after a week or 2 weeks. I went there. I did about 3 shows. It was on Saturdays. It was a new show. And it got shut down. So do you know the story behind that?
Nah.
It's crazy, guys. But it's a very interesting one. So Mirafong 360 Radio, that is where you're currently at. How is it working there? Because I know radio needs a lot of time.
Yes. With Mirafong 360 Radio, what I can tell you is that it's one of my favorite crafts right now. It's one of my favorite crafts because more than anything, I've realized that I'm growing there. I'm growing so much because I used to think typically when I was going for the first auditions, I thought I'm a rapper, so playing music all day can be that hard. And then when you start working there, you start to understand which is actually deeper than just
you need content every day.
You need to research. You need to
you basically need to know everything because you're giving it to someone out there.
Exactly, because I can be tomorrow I'm interviewing interviewing a health worker, tomorrow I'm interviewing a model, tomorrow, you know, so you have to be very, very, and you talk about like current affairs and everything that's going on. So one thing I can say is that I'm learning a lot and I'm starting to enjoy radio more. Like I want to invest in radio now more. Yeah.
So let's move to you being an artist.
Yeah.
I love asking this question. Do you remember the first song you wrote down?
Yeah.
What was it about?
It was called Goose Pac-Man.
And what was it about?
I don't know, man, but it was fire. That song was fire. I remember it was me and one of my homies, Chakra, right? And crazy enough, I was talking to Osmic. I don't know if you know Osmic at that time. Osmic is the founder of Back to the City.
Don't know.
So yeah, I have the guy on my Facebook, and then like, you know, when you're still in high school and you guys are still rapping, you think you're the best rapper in the world. You're like, I'm AKA Naboban, you know, and then would hit up Osmic on some, yo, bro, like I need to perform it Back to the City this year, you know. But like I feel like one thing that I also learned from him that's very essential was like I need to more importantly invest in getting knowledge. You know, you need to understand Guti Casper isn't just playing on the radio because he can just rap. There's a lot of things. There's registrations, there's brand building, there's a lot of things that you have to do as an artist before you can be established, you can be fully established. So I remember when we were doing those songs, Goose Pac-Man was like, Goose Pac-Man, I'm trying to get this paper, you know.
Because now we have a lot of artists, and some, I have to say this, they are lacking, guys. Like, the songs sound like, most of them sound like they're recording in Angaziman, Mkukin, that sound. And I don't know. So what would your advice be to them?
Yeah, I think the same advice I got from Osmic. You know, the most important thing is knowledge. Feed yourself with as much knowledge as possible. Artists have attorneys. You know, you need a lawyer. People don't know that. You need a traveler, a road manager. You need, you know, there's a lot of things. But
let's talk about artists, like the artist as like a local artist.
Yes.
Let's say, for instance, if I was an artist, I'm in Carltonville. We all know how Carltonville is. Imagine me pulling up with a lawyer, and I mean, it does not look.
I'm not saying I have a lawyer. I'm just saying, like, once you get to learn,
stage.
Like even now, my latest song right now, I feature a girl from Canada, right? Who's if you listen to that song, you'll hear it's clean. You know, it's clean. You can play it anywhere. You can, you know, because I had to get to a level where I had to understand which I need sound engineers. You know, I need people who really understand what music is. I need to know where to put my music depending on who I'm trying to reach. And
so, have you released that song?
Sent from Heaven.
Yes,
it's out. But it's still actually going to re-drop.
Why?
The marketing was not proper.
Because that song is mad fire. We're going to play the snippet of it right there, so you can check it out. And so you said you feature Uza, right? She's from Canada. How did you link up with her?
Uza followed me on IG.
You followed her first?
No, she actually followed me first, and then I followed back. But I hit her up first, right? Like I always like check the timeline, right? And then I realized, which like she has a very and correct me if I'm wrong.
And
distinctive sound, right? I was like, yo, she reminds me of the 90s type vibes, R&B, you know, and stuff like that. I was like, oh man. And then I hit her up. I was like, yo, if we could work on something. And then she was like, because I'm from Africa, I told her I'm from South Africa, and then she went crazy.
Like, you know? How the hell you think I won't get there?
Yeah, you know. But at the time, it was more because like this also like explains more which why the song is Afrobeat. If you listen to the beat, it's actually Afrobeat, because she was like, yo, if you're from African music, you do it, because I feel like they assume, which like if we're in Africa, I feel like we do Afrobeats because of Bowies, Kid, Boma, you know, most of them do Afrobeat. So she was like, yo, if you're from Africa, I've always wanted to hop in an Afrobeat, you know, so please send me a beat. And then I hit up one of my boys, Kid Blunt. He's a part of Kids Next Door.
Mm-hmm.
He's my current sound engineer. He's working on my EP. He's the executive
Yeah.
producer of my EP. And they've worked with a couple of big names,
Yeah.
but you guys just need to check them out. The Kids Next Door.
Yeah.
So I hit him up. I was like, yo, bro, I'm trying to work with this son, and this is what's up. And then he sent me 2 Afro beats, and then I sent them to her, and then she recorded the side. She sent me the thingy with the hook. Right, then I heard the hook sent from heaven. I loved like where she was taking the concept. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I need to also do my thing.
Like, that song is mad fire. Like, oh,
I shout out.
Yeah.
So because I stressed a bit when I had to also put my verses. I was like, oh, but I have this book called Angels Therapy. Yeah. I don't know what. Oh, Dorian Vichu is by Dorian Vichu. I almost forgot the author. So, because she talks about heaven and stuff, I had to obviously talk about something that could relate to that. So, if you listen to the first line, that I say, call me Archangel Michael.
Yeah.
Right, I was sent on earth for you to cover you from all of the hate and all of that, because angels, like when you attract or channel angels, there are certain angels that come to do certain things in your life. So I was kind of like trying to impersonate Archangel Michael.
Oh, it's a very interesting story. So the song, you said you have to re-release it.
Yes.
And when can we expect it?
I feel like now I've become anxious with announcing dates, because I feel like it usually puts me under a lot, because I feel like the reason why I ended up even dropping it not properly was because of that pressure, because I was like, yo, on the 25th of October we're dropping this, and then I ended up just having to drop it, and then I realized a lot of things after.
All right, so let's wrap up this conversation. What do you think most artists in Carltonville or just locally in the West Rand they lack? What is that one thing they lack?
They lack
LACK.
I think one thing I can say they lack is taking themselves seriously, taking their craft seriously. I know artists, like I've been in this industry for 4 years, right? I only have 4 songs, right? And
so you record one song every year?
Not really, but I want to explain that, right? I don't believe in dropping just for the sake of dropping. You know what I mean? I feel like most artists have that thing with, I'm a rap, and then you just go to the studio and then you talk about things that everybody talks about. You're like, I got bad bitches, or I got money, or and then like you just drop it, and then you get like, because we have yes men. We surround ourselves with yes men, your friends in the corner who are going to tell you that's dope and whatever. But is it really? Is it? And is it really what you're trying to say? Is, as an artist, does it represent who you are and stuff like that? So I feel like most artists, one thing I can say is if they can really take their craft very seriously and their brands very seriously, because we actually have so much talent.
So who are your favorite artists
locally? Number 5. Top 5. Obviously I don't know if I'm being biased or what. The first one has to be my best friend.
They are your friends, Kalok.
Chakra Zulu. Chakra Zulu is a genius. I think he's a lyrical genius. He's actually a genius in general. That guy. Number 2, I'll say Profound. I don't know if it counts because he's a producer.
No, it should count.
It does, no? Yeah, I'll say Profound is the most. Number 3, Shaumbra. I think Shaumbra makes fire music. I feel like, for Carltonville, I was like, when I first heard his music, I was like, yo, this guy, man, he's, okay, 4, Black Youth. Black.
I know him. What genre kind of does he do?
Reggae. Patois, but he calls it Dancehall. Which it's dance hall, but they mix it with Tswana, so they created like a new they call it dance hall. And then the 5th one, locally.
Believe in me. trying to get this money to the cheese, my G.
Angelo, I don't know if
Like-
top 5. I don't know if I can say top 5 though. Of
But
my
then-
favorite, like she's fire, right?
Mhm.
She's fire. Like since that's why I tried to work with her on the remix of Stop Texting, one of my
Yeah.
songs, because I feel like she's fire. But
okay,
like,
number 5, guess since she's not
Nah.
there. Fine.
Okay, Angelo,
No,
since
don't-
you
don't-
put me in you put me in the spot though. You put me in the spot because I
To
was trying to
understand,
think.
because
Because
what if
even
now
now,
she's
for
not
the
on
number
your-
5th spot, the problem is for the number 5th spot, I had a couple of names in my mind.
So why
I just
you-
didn't
Mhm.
know which one. I was trying to find somebody that really stands out, even if like I like them all.
Mm.
But I was trying to figure out what's that one thing that I feel like stands out from one of those
All right.
artists.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But Angelo is fire.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's okay, cool. Let's not get.
If they did not mention you,
spicy.
it's not me.
No,
See?
Angelo, you fire, you fire, yo, you fire.
Let's take a quick
just
break.
like now, top 5.
Don't complain. Let's take a quick break. When we come back,
Yeah.
we'll be checking in on things that were said about Chrisay and see how he responds to that. We'll also
Yeah.
take a look into relationships and friendships that have gone like this. So yeah, stay tuned for this one.
You fire, Angelo.
All about me, it's alright. No, I'm the one you can call right. More than my nigga, we soulmates. 'Cause you are sent from heaven. All about me, it's alright. No, I'm the one you can call right. More than my nigga, we soulmates. 'Cause you are sent from heaven.
Heavenly sign, yeah, it's true. Heavenly sign.
Alright, welcome back guys to Podville. It's Andile Gondile, your host, and I'm chilling with Chrisay Music. So before the break, we were chatting more about his radio life, his music life. But right now though, remember season 1, guys. We had this one girl. Remember now we're not allowed to mention people's names because they know the Poppy Act and what. But it's fine.
Alright.
We had this one girl who mentioned Chrisay's name, and she spoke about how Chrisay was not consistent, how Chrisay was not what he's supposed to be as an agent.
Yeah.
So you can check it out. I think it's episode 3 of season 1.
I think it's 4.
No, we only had 3.
I think it's 4.
But yeah, you can go
Okay,
check
yeah.
it out.
Yeah.
I was wearing a white t-shirt, so go check it out there. So you saw the video, you saw the whole thing,
Yeah.
what was said about you,
Yeah.
which Chrisay is not consistent.
Mm.
You are not being what an agent is supposed to be like.
Yeah.
What was happening?
Okay, cool. I would like to explain this from how I saw it, right?
Mhm.
How I saw it, the first thing that I didn't agree with, right, was how me and her met and how she joined my agency.
So Benny Jola basically.
No, guys, no, we didn't.
Yeah.
But it's always a thing when you run a modeling agency.
What's the thing? Could you have to date everyone?
No, like people assume that
Oh, you're
when
dating
you
them.
try, when you're with a certain girl and but it
Because
was
you
strictly
obviously
just-
have to slide into the DM.
Yes,
Oh,
and you're gonna
makes sense.
see us together a couple of times, and
Mm.
there people are gonna think that.
So what was the problem? Why did she think that when you are lacking as an
Yes,
agent?
that's what I'm trying to get into.
Mm.
So how I met her, actually I knew her like from a while back, right? We
Obviously
actually-
you met, so you were supposed to explain. How did you guys meet?
Yes. So obviously we live in the same street,
Mm-hmm.
Waboko 5. So I was actually chilling with her brother,
Mhm.
and we were just having a conversation in the room, and I was like stressed about a music video that I was shooting on the weekend.
Yeah.
I was like, yo man, I'm trying to shoot a music video on a weekend and the concept and whatnot. So her brother is like a style. I want him to be. I've advised him to become a stylist, but he's always just looking fresh and stuff. Bro. He rocks a
just
lot
like
of dope
that.
drip,
Yeah.
bro. So he was like, yo, bro, I actually got my cool.
Yeah.
I got my cool and whatnot. And I feel like if you can allow us to come through, then it would be dope, bro.
Mhm.
Then cool. And then I met the lady the next day, and then she was like, let's shoot the video. Why didn't I see you? You know, that was legit how it went.
Oh.
And I was like, no, you can come too.
Yeah, long story
everybody here, right? So she came through, and then we shot the video. So while we're shooting the video, because with this industry, another thing that I want you to notice is when things are going good, everybody's excited, everybody says certain things, you know. So she started being like, yo, whenever you do something, please invite me, you know, blah blah blah, because everything was going good at the time. So I was like, no, Mina Vele, this is what I'm about, because it was 2020, it was lockdown. Mina Vele, I was already.
What happened, Chrisay? Let's go to that story.
Yes, I think I'm explaining it.
Anyway,
what's going on?
Cut the story short. I want to know exactly what happened.
I think I want you to know exactly how we met and what happened, and so that we can get to that part. Yeah, so obviously, we shot, and then we started pushing a couple of projects together, and not every project is going to go as, you know. Sometimes vele and then people feel like, yo, you are the one who's being inconsistent when nobody like actually considers what could have been the problem and with that shoot and whatnot.
But do you inform them when there's a problem?
Yes.
Okay.
I always did that. I always made sure everybody knew that. But also at the same time, I feel like I'm not a person who likes explaining myself that much sometimes, because I believe I know when things kinda are going south, it's easy for people to say, okay, he fell off, or he doesn't know what he's doing, or blah blah. So I was like, alright, cool. I believe in, if you feel like I don't know what I'm doing, alright, cool. I'll just you know, because I know what I'm doing, and I was already doing it, you know, even before and I'm still going to continue doing it with or without. You know, so at that time it was 2020. That's what I'm trying to explain. That I was already working with an agency in Joburg. I already had models, just that I couldn't shoot. I couldn't go to Joburg. I couldn't. So I realized, what if I can start this agency locally so that I can help young models also, so that I can link them with professional models that can help mentor them. You know what I mean? Because I realized, these young girls in the hood can actually have a lot of potential. So I realized on the previous video I was called an opportunist. Yes, I am. Right? I am an opportunist, and I feel like we should all be opportunists. You know, being an opportunist doesn't mean shouldn't actually mean or sound like a bad thing, because even you saw a gap, right, with podcasts, right? Everybody can see a gap with anything, and I feel like if you can see an opportunity and take it.
So opportunity. So that's the story. I thought it was something major. Can't it's this story.
Exactly, right? Yeah. Do you wanted the blocking part?
No, it's fine. Since it does make sense now. But
it was just a young misunderstanding, and then
All right. So as we wrap up this conversation, guys. By the way, Chrisay will be back for season 3 because things, you know, time and everything. But relationships. Are you in a relationship
right now? I can't really say it's a relationship yet.
It's complicated.
It's not complicated.
You are trying your luck.
No, I'm not trying my luck. I think we are both reciprocating to each other's energy. It's just still very early to say it's a relationship. But I recently got out of a relationship that was
very toxic one.
Yes.
Guys, Chrisay was going. He did not come to work for how many weeks? Don't want to laugh, but
I had left, bro. Like, that relationship literally took me from my hood and took me somewhere else. And I don't know if we have time for the nitty-gritties of everything, but it was very toxic. But most importantly, I feel like it was very necessary, because after that relationship, I learned a lot about myself, what I want in a relationship, and what I can never ever fuck with in a relationship.
All right, so do you want to send a shout out to the person you're currently dating now?
But we're not really dating. Like, you know, like, okay, let me put it this way.
It's fine.
Let me put it this way so that it can, you know, make sense. We have never really confirmed that we dated, but we kissed.
Oh.
So I can't now be like, hey, you my gang, and then she's like, hey, dude. Yeah. So that's just what's up.
But yeah, anyone in the industry that you'd like to send a shout out to, your fans, whoever, people you work with.
Yeah. Shout out to Andile Kondile, yo. Shout out to you. Shout out to Podville. I really appreciate the platform that you guys are creating for us. It's very, very important. We need more of these. Well, we don't have platforms in Carltonville that are enough to show, and also to hear our side of the story. Besides just us dropping songs and whatever. Also shout out to everybody who loves my, because there's so many people that I meet on a regular basis who would be like, yo dog, I listen to your songs and whatnot. So to all of those people who keep reminding me to keep going and all of that, because also what a lot of people don't understand is they think it's easy. There's times where I feel like giving up, there's times where, so shout out to all of you guys who are like always on some, yo dog, what you're doing is like crazy. You got next and all of that. So shout out to all of you guys who believe in me.
All right, thank you so much, Chrisay, for joining us. Definitely having you back for season 3 for a longer conversation. Fortunately, you can't have that today, but it is what it is. And thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode. We are back next week for another hot episode we'll find out next week. But thank you so much for joining us. Subscribe, comment, like, and the comments, guys, please keep the comments sensitive. We have kids who watch this thing. Please, man. Please. Like, really.
So you also share my social media handles and get to go my edits.
Yes. Just
I'll send them to you, personally. So please follow, guys, and support me, man. That's all I want. I just want love, positive energy, anything else.
Okay, Chrisay, bye. We are done. We out.